WCTV.tv. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
Coming up, move-in ready. A first look at a new 110-unit housing complex reserved for low-income families. City leaders calling it another win in the fight for affordable housing. And it's widely available, yet this mom says it took her son away from her. Why she's in Tallahassee arguing crazy needs to be heavily regulated. Thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Jacob Murphy. Julie has the night off. We'll get to those headlines in a moment, but we begin with breaking news into our newsroom on Tallahassee's south side. Police responding to a shooting scene there. Our Stacey Inez just arriving on scene moments ago. Stacey, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Jacob, so we just got here maybe 15 minutes ago. Police actually just cleared the scene right before we were getting ready to do this live shot. They took up the crime scene tape and everything, but we did see them sort of discussing what appeared to be the situation that happened here before. So if you look, these are the apartments. We're right off of Kissimmee Street, which is off of Wanish Way near FAMU, and that's where police say the shooting happened. Now, we do know that this is the 80th shooting, according to our internal shooting tracker, the 80th in Tallahassee this year. And actually today I was speaking with city commissioners about gun violence, specifically in Tallahassee. So we'll, of course, have more information on that a little bit later and as we continue to learn more. But for right now, what we do know, I spoke to some neighbors. They did not want to go on camera, of course, but one of the things they told me is now they're worried that they're going to have to get increased security for their elderly parents who live nearby, because they say that they've just seen too many shootings and they feel like the sound of gunshots is really becoming more and more familiar. And of course, they're just concerned about that. However, a couple of neighbors I spoke to also tell me they didn't even hear anything. They didn't hear any arguing. They didn't hear any gunshots. They just happened to look outside and see police officers. So when we got here, about 10 or so officers that we saw gathered. Several of them started to leave as the scene cleared, of course. But at this point, we're just working to get more. I'm going to continue talking to neighbors to see if we can get some more context. And of course, we'll get more information from Tallahassee Police as it becomes available, and we'll share that to you. But Jacob, I'll send it back to you right now in the studio.
Yeah, a lot of work behind the scenes here, Stacey. As you were laying out the description at the scene, we got some information from TPD on our end. They're telling us that they arrived on scene there and found no victims, but about half an hour later, a victim arrived at the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We'll continue to comb through the new details we're learning here and bring you more when we have it. Now, Tallahassee rocked by a recent string of shootings. Police say each one was accidental. 4 shootings in 6 days, 3 of them fatal. The latest happening yesterday afternoon at Springfield Apartments. A 17-year-old arrested for manslaughter in connection to that case. Tonight at 11, we're talking with a 13-year-old who survived an accidental shooting over the weekend. Hear her message and her mother's concerns over a troubling trend directly impacting their lives. Here's a look at all of the accidental shootings in our area within the last 2 weeks. A woman shot and killed on Joe Louis Street yesterday. The 13-year-old shot in the hand at Lake Bradford Estates this past Saturday, the 9th. A 1-year-old who was shot and killed at the Grove Park Apartments on the 6th. A 14-year-old evacuee from Perry who was shot and killed in a hotel room September 1st. And finally, a 14-year-old girl who was shot and killed in Valdosta back on August 27th. Now to the latest resources available to those working to rebuild after Hurricane Idalia. In Taylor County, more federal aid is on the way. FEMA announcing 2 more disaster recovery sites that will be open daily. The first at Lowridge Park off Hampton Springs Avenue in Perry, the other at the Steenhatchee Community Center. Both sites will be open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. every day. FEMA also opening a disaster recovery center in Monticello this afternoon. That's at the Public Library on South Water Street. Officials will help you fill out an application for damage claims. They can also connect you to the Small Business Administration for help with disaster loans. The center will be open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day there as well until further notice. All right, let's take a look outside now, if we can, at our current weather picture on this Tuesday afternoon. And ominous skies there, not stopping some Childs High School football players, perhaps, taking part in some festivities there, Mike. And you got to keep a close eye on the radar this time of year, and it's been a busy one.
These are the kind of days that we needed, about a dozen more throughout the summer. Just waited until September to arrive. But you're right. It's some dark skies, and we still have some light rain. That's what's falling there at Childs High School. But this last little strip from Cairo to Tallahassee and down to